Alright, Tesla fans, this video is if you replaced your pyrofuse on your vehicle and for some reason the vehicle still don't start. So this is for a Tesla Model 3, should also work for a Tesla Model Y. So first things first is you want to make sure you got some battery on your car. If you ain't got no battery, make sure you charge it. Likewise, make sure your 12 volt or a 16 volt battery is juiced up. If it's wrecked, maybe make sure it's jumped to make sure that the battery is good. So first thing first, let's log into our service mode. So click software, then hold that for 3 seconds, then type in service. Okay, enter. Now you are in service mode. So that's the first step. Make sure you get into service mode. On the left side you'll see a car, in the middle you see the index, and on the right you'll see what represents each slot of the index. So let's click on the battery one that says low voltage. Then let's click on power distribution. So there's your power distribution. It says here clear post crash load shed. So mine's already cleared, and as you can see it says VC front. They're both green. Yours are probably red. So if your car is wrecked, you replaced your pyrofuse, you want to first clear the post crash load shed. So you click on that, and it says warning, yada yada. So we click run. Looks like UPS, yeah. Looks like my UPS guys here. So then you press your brake, hold that for a few seconds. And then it says clear post crash load shed. Make sure he's good to go. Are you good to go, brother?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. All right, so then it says cleared post crash load, and then you can close it or you can rerun it. So I'm just gonna close that. Okay, so hopefully that clears the post crash load shed, basically any crash data. Now let's go look down here. It's gonna say low voltage LV battery, and on the right it says HV or high voltage battery. I have the smaller battery, so it's the 16 volt. As you can see, it's at 15.7. So if you have a smaller battery, you want it to be somewhere in that range. And if you have the the regular high volt battery, like the vehicle itself, it says it's around 15-ish. Output is 30-ish, somewhere in there. But more importantly, you want to make sure that the little battery, the 12 volt or the 16, is around 15 volts for the smaller one. And if it's a big one, then you probably have like the 12 volt, like most cars. But it seems like the newer ones are smaller and they like to use the 16 volt. So yeah, that's how you clear it. Make sure you clear that post crash load shed. So after you've done that, see if it works. You can click on this button here to exit. But before we do that, let's click back on the battery. If you have any keys that you need to add, make sure you have a phone or a card that's registered with the car. So if you have a car, make sure you put the key right there. Let's see here. So that's how you reset it. Everything else really is, you can check, make sure all your sensors are good. Everything should be green. As you can see, it says VC right. These 3 green buttons, that's your sensors on your front bumper. So if it's disconnected, it might be red, but it'll still start. Same thing with these 3, or the 3 on each side. That's your back bumper connector for your sensors. If they're red, it's fine. It should still start. It's not going to be an issue. Now, the other thing that you could do, if you bought the vehicle and it's been standing for a few months at the auction, is you can do a software update. So here we had the battery. Here we can click on, it's right under the steering wheel. It's this little box looking thing. And then you click on the software part, and on the bottom it says software reinstall and ECU update status. If you click on ECU update status, it just kind of tells you how everything's doing. But if you go back to software, you can click on software reinstall, and then it'll ask you, are you sure? Do not use the car when it's being done. You can go ahead and click reinstall. It'll take some time for it to reinstall, so make sure you have got time for about half an hour for the car to stand there. So you can try doing that. So you can try doing the battery first, and then the power distribution, and then clear post, and then you can also do software reinstall. Okay. As far as connectivity, make sure your vehicle is connected to your home Wi-Fi. And the reason you want to make sure it's hooked up is when you do the software reinstall, here's your Wi-Fi state. Make sure you're hooked up. Is you want it to be hooked up to the Wi-Fi in order for it to do the software update. You can test the modem here, test the LTE antennas, but realistically, that's how you do it. If you want to know if your car is already hooked up, as you can tell, there's a little right there that tells me that it's hooked up to my Wi-Fi. This little thing here. After you get your car started, you're probably going to have to replace the airbags, so then you just click on the airbag thing. Actually, let me go. Click on the airbag. Let's see here. Well, I guess it doesn't want to show me the airbags, but it used to. In the old software, it had that. Oh, actually, it does. You click on the airbag, and then you click on the airbags, and what you'll see is this RCM. If it's green, it'll show you where all the sensors are. Not the sensors, but all the airbags. So as you can see, this is the seat airbag. Each seat has a seat airbag. This here is your passenger side airbag, as well as your side curtain airbag. So there's your side curtain airbags. But this RCM should be in green. If it's not in green, then you want to update that later. But this video is specifically just to make sure that after you replace your pyrofuse, you can, reinstall the software as well as do post-crash load shed. And if that don't work, then you can look at other options. You do not have to fix the airbags in order for the car to move, as long as you replace the pyrofuse, reset the post-crash load shed, and if you need to reinstall the software if the car's been parked for a while. after you're done with that, click on this bottom red, and the car should come back to life. In order for it to work, take your key, put it right here, and then just press on your brake, and everything should come on. So that's what you do. If this helps you get your car started, leave a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks.